Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chronicle, where I did my goals, like I said I would, or at least partially. I think there was one, like the handstand goal. The handstand goal is still up there. It's in progress. It's one of these. Speaking of which, I did a handstand for about 3 whole seconds before falling over again. I didn't work on it like a whole lot, because it's like one of the reasons that I wasn't doing it much was because like my stomach problem. I was like, maybe going upside down and trying to hold that isn't good for my stomach problem. So I didn't do it much, while my stomach was being mean, and it was pretty mean to me this week if I remember correctly. But back to the goals that I did do. Gloves. I did my gloves. I just did like some simple little designs. One of them had I used yellow and purple, and then I had a little lightning cartoon lightning bolt on it, and then I tried to do like like some lightning branches, but it kind of just looked like regular branches. Um, and on the other one, I was gonna do orange and blue, but the orange didn't show up very well, so I did red and green, and I did a leaf and then like some vines branching out from that. They both look pretty bad, but like that's about what I expected from myself and art. But I did do it, and my gloves look a lot cooler now. The downside is not completely, that's hyperbole. I completely destroyed them, ripping up carpet. Like, I think it was the day after I did that. Like I talked about it, like when I was talking about making the goal, or when I made the goal, that I was hesitant to draw on the gloves because after a while they would wear away, and I would then need to get new ones. But I was like, you know what, the gloves last for a decent while, so I'll put designs on these ones. And then the next day, I ripped up carpet from the future break room so we can put more stuff over there. And then it tore it up like a lot. So I'm sure those probably have half the lifespan that they normally would have had. I did the gloves, sweet potato. I'm pretty sure I talked about this last week. I'll just rehash it real quick, just in case. For a while, I've been trying to eat sweet potatoes, or I've been trying to prepare sweet potatoes, and make it taste good. And I could never make it taste good. It always tasted bad, until recently. I boiled the sweet potato and then I turned it into mashed sweet potato. I just added some milk and some butter, salt and pepper, also a little bit of maple syrup. Yeah, I definitely talked about this last week. But point is, I don't know why. I think I just forgot to take it off the wall. But yeah, I made mashed sweet potato. I bought one more sweet potato. I'm gonna try that recipe again. It's hopefully gonna be really good. Shoes. This one I actually added this week. I didn't think I would add it. It was not planned, but it ended up happening because, as you'll see in the journal later, I ended up going to Walmart with my friend, and I don't know if you guys. I don't think the channel has seen my work shoes, but they're super beat up, like crazy beat up. They literally have holes in them, right? They're almost falling apart. Like if I wear socks that aren't black, you will then see the holes in my shoes. But because my shoes are black primarily, and I wear black socks, you can't see there's a hole in it. But yeah, they're really, really messed up. They're dirty, broken. Not. They're starting to become a little bit uncomfortable as well. So I got new shoes. Now they are down here. I'm hesitant to pick them up. Ta-da! These are my new shoes. Um, so they're just like standard non-slip shoes. They were all black with black laces, but oh shoot, I actually painted these tonight, and I'm trying to remember which side the wet side is. I think it's this side. Anyway, I really hope it's that side. You know what? I'm gonna put it on its foot and hope the paint doesn't drip down. Um, yeah, so they're just standard non-slip shoes that I got at Walmart. Painted them. I'm trying to remember. I was going somewhere with that before I panicked about which side was the wet side. But yeah, my old work shoes were super beat up. So I got some new ones, kind of like on a whim. They were like 40. I think they were $44 before tax, so probably 50 closer to tax. Which is actually good because the ones that I had before that were like 60, and I think that was before tax. So some non-slip shoes for 44 before tax, pretty good. I customized those ones. I put the laces on them. They're light gray laces, but with the silver on the side, it makes them both look silver. Um, so that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, the laces are a little bit too small though. They were 45 inches, and then on the back was the size guide, and it said if you have like 5 to 6 pairs of eyelets on your shoes, then you're going to need this many inches, and then et cetera, et cetera. And I was like, okay, well, looking at the length of these and the eyelets on those, I should have too much shoelace actually. But then when I laced them up, I did not have enough shoelace. So I'm probably going to need to get longer laces. And also the way those shoes work is a little weird because I would put my foot in them and then I would tie it, but I felt like the heel of the shoe was pushing my foot forward. And the way the shoe is designed is it's got extra holes to lace it up more, which will like really secure it to your foot. But like I said, I don't have enough lace for that, so I'll probably need to get longer laces and then relace those. But I was just gonna try it out for like a week and see how it goes. Um, that way, I hopefully won't have to buy new laces. I mean, even though it'll be like $5. Um, yeah, I'll get around to that. And I think that's all the goals that I did. Goals in progress, handstand. The one that says workout, it says workout, but really it's like look into a new calisthenic workout. I usually do a full body one, but I was like, I want to do splits, I think is the term for it, where I essentially like one day I'll do arms, legs, chest, back. And I want to look into calisthenic versions of that because doing a whole body workout like multiple times a week, pretty tiring. Um, it's also much harder to do when you don't eat and sleep enough. And like I do and I don't. It kind of just like, like fluctuates how much I eat and sleep. Like this week, I think I slept enough like Monday and Tuesday, and then kind of Wednesday and Thursday and Friday I kind of crashed a bit. But I woke up at 8 this morning, which is weird for a weekend. Like usually the pattern is I'll sleep for like 10 hours on the weekends. Um, and then lose sleep during the week. But I woke up at like 8 today. And I'll probably take melatonin tonight. That way I can sleep good tonight. Yeah, fairly like ahead of schedule, but kind of because I didn't do my dailies. Oh yeah, the dailies. Let me finish the goals. So guitar catch up and piano catch up. I actually did do guitar catch up this week. Not a whole lot, but like a significant amount. But then there's still a lot more to go for sure. But like I'm getting there. Piano catch up. That's still good. I put both those are in progress. The liked playlist still in progress. Still cutting out songs from my liked playlist. Uh, and then the resin goal, my coworker has not talked to me about the project that I essentially commissioned him. Where it's like, controller pieces in the cylinder, square cylinder. What do you call a square cylinder? Tower? Rectangle? Prism? Square cylinder. Um, Jenga piece. I don't know. Yeah, so square cylinder with the Xbox pieces in it, red and black. Hopefully gonna look cool. That's been 3 weeks now. It's got its third marking on there, and he hasn't said anything to me about it. So it's like either a situation where he's waiting for me to come to him, or he just hasn't done it yet, or maybe he like forgot about it. It could be anything. I honestly have no idea. I was gonna ask him, but he wasn't there Friday. I was gonna ask him at the end of the week. 'Cause it's a thing. Casting stuff in resin. I'm sure it's not easy. Um, but yeah, so I need to ask him about that maybe, assuming he hasn't like forgotten about it or something. And I think that's all the goals. Yeah. I need to make new goals at this point. Because like the dailies, something I thought about, and I can't remember if I talked about this, is that the dailies I do them daily, but they will actually run out. The handwriting that's gonna run out. The smelling that should hopefully run out as well. The action Bible should run out as well. And then the other ones on there like the Apple, which I'm trying to do. The games, I'll technically run out of games. Probably not. Um, the instrument that is forever. Um, and then can you hear my sister and roommate in the background? I was worried about that before I pressed record, but I feel like it's probably mostly my voice. Anyway, the dailies. What's the other one on there? Good lord, I can't see it. But yeah. So something I thought about was maybe I don't need to make more goals every week because the dailies keep me occupied, especially when I'm in this coasting phase of life where it's like next fall I'm going to be in college again, hopefully. So then it's like, I got those dailies to keep me preoccupied. But I think the dailies we've got 2 more months after this one, and then the year is over. The Action Bible should definitely be done by then. I should have hopefully recovered my smell and taste after 3 months of constant smelling. And then the handwriting book, yeah, that should run out as well. I actually don't know how long that'll last. But also, I didn't do my dailies this week. It's got an X mark on it. I technically did, but I didn't. Monday I did. Tuesday I didn't. And the rule on this goal was, I have to do all of my dailies every single day for the whole week, and then it gets a check mark. Otherwise, it gets an X. So it's got an X on it. And once I failed Tuesday, I kind of just gave up for the rest of the week, which is absolutely not how you should do it or how I should do it. But it's what happened. It's how I'm kind of ahead of schedule right now. It's 10:41. Usually I do this at 11. But I think I'm going to get to bed at 11, which is good. As long as this doesn't take too long. Speaking of taking long, I think that was all the goals. Yeah, the winter goal is still up there. And let's get into the journal, I guess. I'm trying to think of goals for next week. I'm gonna get that next week. Monday, I skipped the gym after work today because I didn't want my cottage cheese to spoil like it did last week. Instead, I accomplished two goals with all the extra time, did all my dailies, and I still played some Helldivers. So I'd say it was a good day. I drew some shoddy and simple designs on my packing gloves, and I finally made a sweet potato recipe that wasn't awful. My application for UMKC is finally complete, and I sent another email to the complex that I wanted to tour. And the quote is, "It only took like 6 tries." No, I don't know. I swear I've talked about the sweet potato before. But this is Monday's entry, which would mean that I didn't, or am I tweaking? No, yeah, the two goals were the gloves and the. Yeah, I guess it was the sweet potato. Hmm, that's weird. Okay. Tuesday. I accidentally scribbled Sharpie on this page, so I need to read this carefully. Actually, I guess I should go over Monday a bit. Yeah, so the whole cottage cheese thing. Last Monday, I think, not entirely sure, but I think, when I went to the gym. Shut up, sister. Let me see, Monday. Trying to record today. After that, I went to the gym. Okay, yeah, so last Monday I did go to the gym. The Monday before that. And I think what happened was I put my cottage cheese in my lunchbox, and it spoiled a little bit while it was in my lunchbox while I was in the gym. And then the next time I went to eat it, it tasted a little bit like mold. And then my dad was like, "Oh, you can take it back and return it because it's not spoiled." And I was like, "Wait," but like I literally just couldn't wrap my head around why it smelled like or tasted like mold. And also, I had eaten half the container at that point. I'm not going to take back a half-eaten container. He's like, "No, no, no. If it tastes like mold, you can take it back." But like, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, so I skipped the gym that day, Monday. Played games, did all my dailies, very productive. That's the thing is, I like going to the gym, but it takes a lot of time, I feel like, and energy as well. And like sometimes it like tanks me for like the whole day, right? Like I talked about how sometimes it feels like I can only do one thing per day. If I go to work and I go to the gym, I feel like I'm kind of cooked for like the rest of the day. I try to not be like that, but that's just kind of how it feels usually. Anyway, I played Helldivers, dailies. Yeah, so apparently Monday I did the sweet potato, but I swear I talked about it last week. Um, yeah, I made a mashed sweet potato. It was good. Um, oh yeah, on the UMKC thing, I'm pretty sure, not entirely sure, but pretty sure that my application is awaiting review, meaning I could be accepted or denied. Just it's ready for that approval or whatever. But like I also got an email saying I was missing things, but it's still submitted. Like the application says submitted. So I don't know what the deal with that is. But the thing that was missing was an artistic portfolio/resume, and I don't have one of those. But I'm not going to enroll till next year, so I have plenty of time for that. And speaking of which, I was thinking about making my goal for next year because I technically have goals or New Year's resolutions for this year, which I've talked about before. And I was like, for next year, it could be make an actual song. I've used digital audio workspaces before. I have all the skills and knowledge necessary to make a song. I just need the equipment, and I've got that thing, whoop, right here, the little piano. I'm pretty sure it can be used for MIDI, which is musical. Oh my gosh, MIDI, musical instrument digitally inputted interface. No, musical instrument digital interface. I think that's what MIDI stands for, which is what you use for making music, like like actual making a song that you can put on the internet or say like Spotify. Anyway, yeah, so I was thinking my goal for next year would be make either a song or an album. Ideally an album, if I can't do that, a song. But like one that I'm like actually proud of. Because I technically have made a song before, maybe a couple, or maybe technically like, four. But like, I don't like those. Well, actually one of them is decent. It's just kind of short and simple and sweet, kind of. But the other three, I made one with my classmate and my teacher in like class, and I was like, this is not, I don't claim this because it was mostly like it felt like it was mostly their work and less my work. Like like we actually ended up pretty much deleting and cutting every single freaking thing that I recorded for that track. Because like what happened was he was like, okay, classmate, get up and play. He went boop boop boop, and I said, okay, Asher, get up and play, and boop boop boop, and we recorded it all, and then we just ended up cutting everything that was me on the track. So that's why I don't like that. Anyway, we're still on Monday, goodness gracious. Yeah, the UMKC tour. So I need to get a portfolio. When I had first seen that message for like missing portfolio, I was like, oh my god, I'm cooked. I'm cooked. It's a mistake. It's a sign. I should never quit, or I should never go do it. I should just quit and drop out. Then I was like, no, I should chase my dreams. So I guess that's what I'm doing when I'm gonna make a portfolio. And the quote only took like 6 tries, referring to the sweet potato. I had bought many sweet potatoes, cooked all of them terribly. None of them were good, except for the mashed one. So I bought another. I'm gonna do that again. It's gonna be good, hopefully. Anyway, Tuesday, business as usual today. I did most of my dailies. What's most important is that I practiced both instruments today, so that's the real victory. Even if I didn't do all my dailies, I'm also keeping a stomach diary again, and I'm going to get my own real health insurance soon. So I'm really working on solving my stomach problem. And the quote is, imagine a peanut butter and jelly tortilla. Yeah, so the main thing, the stomach diary, I kept that for like 3 days, and then I kind of got sick and tired of it. Which, like, I don't know, it's like it's helpful and at the same time it's not. Like, I found out that the protein shakes that I've been drinking, those actually just hurt my stomach. Like, almost guaranteed. I just drink it and then stomach goes ouch. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But I haven't been able to like gather much other helpful information from that. Sometimes like a can of Coke really helps my stomach if it's feeling bad. So like I have been doing that. If it gets like really bad, I'll be like, oh man, my stomach's feeling awful. Coke, and then it's usually better, which is good. But like I can't just drink Coke every day. That's not the healthiest thing to do. I guess Diet Coke. Because I heard there's this fitness YouTuber. I think he's technically an academic doctor as well. Dr. Mike Israetel. He's a bodybuilder. He's not like the best. The point is, he has a PhD and he's on YouTube, and he said that diet soda is essentially neutral for your health. And I was like, that's believable. Diet soda being neutral for your health. As long as you're a healthy individual and you stay that way and active and whatever. Anyway, practiced both my instruments that day, kept the stomach diary, and then I kind of got bored of it. Yes, I do have my own health insurance now, and I will hopefully be able to go to a real doctor and get myself checked out. I do kind of want to like not do that because like it costs money, but like I'm already paying now because I have the insurance. So I guess now there's no reason not to, because it wouldn't technically be saving money because I'm still paying the premium monthly for the insurance. But yeah, I got some more Tums, and I got the Coke to help with that as well. And then the quote is, imagine a peanut butter and jelly tortilla. Kind of a funny story there. A peanut butter and jelly tortilla. It's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, except instead of bread, you use a tortilla. And so imagine one tortilla, actually. It wouldn't use two. I tried using two. It wouldn't work. Imagine one tortilla, and one half of it is jelly, and the other half is peanut butter, and then you fold it, and you eat it, and it's essentially like a peanut butter and jelly quesadilla, kind of. So that is what me and my siblings would do. I don't know, I have a feeling that I did it the most of all my siblings, but I know that that's just a feeling, I'm not sure. I know that all my siblings did it at one point. And you might think, Asher, why were you and your siblings eating peanut butter and jelly tortillas? And also, I feel the need to say, it doesn't work if you use two separate tortillas, because when you push the peanut butter and the jelly together, they just squish around and you can't really hold it. Anyway, you might be thinking, Asher, why? Why were you eating peanut butter and jelly tortillas? Well, let me tell you. When my parents divorced, my mom did not have a job. She was living off pretty much child support and VA money. So she didn't have a lot of money at mom's house when we lived there. And because of that, or at least I think it's because of that, she wouldn't go grocery shopping often enough, and we would have peanut butter and jelly, but we would run out of bread. So tortilla instead of bread, and then you have a peanut butter and jelly tortilla. Like I said, I don't know if it was because she simply didn't have enough money to go grocery shopping more frequently, or if it was because she just didn't want to, because that's believable as well. That's kind of just how it was at mom's house. Anyway, that's where that quote came from. I think it's kind of funny. I enjoyed the peanut butter and jelly tortilla. Like, I never requested that my mom get more tortillas for that. Because like I don't know if she knew that we were doing that. But yeah, it was kind of good. Like genuinely, the peanut butter. I might try one. I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna try a peanut butter and jelly tortilla. Probably next week. Should I make it a goal? Let's make it a goal. The PB and JT, peanut butter and jelly tortilla. I think I don't know if my sister and roommate has flour tortillas because that's what we would use. That's a big distinction there. You should not use a corn tortilla, a raw corn tortilla. That would be awful. It was a flour tortilla that we would have our peanut butter and jelly tortillas in. PB and JT. Okay. I don't know if she has flour tortillas. I don't think I do. I know she has like protein ones for like these wraps that she has, but that's not what I want. PB and JT. I will look forward to it. Oh man, I got two sticky notes. Hold on. Yeah, it's fine. Pretty easy one, but I don't know. Maybe the nostalgia will taste good. All right, and that's about all of Tuesday, I think. Yeah. Wednesday, so tired. I meant to be productive today, but then I stayed late at work and spent all day with my friend, but I got some drink. That kind of. I got some drinks, new shoes, a lunchbox, and other fun stuff, so it was still a good day. The quote is, I should have showered though. Yeah, so like, side note, I guess I kind of already gave it away there. Oh yeah, I'll get to that later. Side note, I only showered like maybe 3 times this week, which sounds like really gross, but I was not really gross, trust me. Yeah, I showered, I think I had like 3, I had 2, I think I had either 2 or maybe even 3 days between showers, just cause that's how this week went. You know, sometimes it's just a hectic week, and I guess you don't have time to shower. That's kind of just how it went this week. I was not stinky though. Note that. Speaking of not being stinky, I got a new antiperspirant, but I'll get to that later. I do want to talk about that though. So tired. What was I tired from? Wednesday? So tired. Oh yeah, Wednesday was when we ripped up the carpet. So yeah, and like I said, it was just carpet, but it was like glued down. You know, so we're literally just like grabbing it and ripping it up with our gloves. That was pretty tiring. There was some extra they weren't extra. There were drinks in the room across from the break room, and I was like, "Hey boss, can we have these?" And he was like, "No." And I said, "Pretty please?" And he said, "No." And then later he came down. He said, "You can have one drink," and he said that to all of us, but no one else really wanted any, because the drinks there were kind of bad. They were not very tasty. So no one really took anything, and I was like, "Okay, I will take all the drinks that you guys won't." So I ended up getting like a 5 pack, which is pretty cool. And I still question. I'm like, can I talk about alcohol, or is it is talking about it like we're not thinking like I don't know. Um, anyway, I got some drinks out of that. Oh yeah, and then after that, I went to Walmart. No. I went to play badminton with my friend. Then after that, we went to Walmart, and that's where I got the shoes. I got a new lunchbox. I got upgrades for my current stuff because my old lunchbox was gross and old and dirty. And the new one I've got is a little bit bigger, which is nice. I think that was it. Yeah, I also got some pudding because I was like, I can't even remember the last time I've had just straight up pudding. So I wanted to try that. It's not bad, pudding. I won't buy it again just because like pudding's one of those things where it's like I don't think man should have created that. You know what I'm saying? Like what even is pudding? Like sugar and gelatin and coagulates. What do you need that for? Like what are you eating pudding for? Or like it's good, like a little dessert kind of treat, like with lunch, I guess, which is what I did with it. Um, but yeah, it's like pudding. God did not create pudding. Man did that himself. Anyway, Thursday, today after work, and that's when I write stop on the page. And then I guess I'm talking about UMKC. Sometimes whenever I'm writing the entry, I think about talking about it on the Chronicle. And then as I was writing the entry, I thought about talking about it on the Chronicle. And then I decided I shouldn't do that. So I wrote stop to remind myself. So Thursday, trying to remember Thursday. See, Thursday was funny because 3 of my friends hit me up to hang out that day. One was like, "Hey, do you want to play Satisfactory?" And I was like, "I can't. I've got to like eat and do stuff before lessons." One was like, "Do you want to go to the mall today?" And I was like, "I can't. I've got lessons." And one was like, "Do you want to watch Community?" And I was like, "Sure. I can't after lessons." And then we did that, and that was a lot of fun. They also showed me their like tattoo ideas and drawings. It was really cool. And then also UMKC. well, I don't know what happened on Thursday with UMKC, because the tour was scheduled. That was yesterday. The tour was scheduled. Oh yeah, my FAFSA, my free aid financial student government, whatever. My FAFSA came back, and my score on the student aid index was negative 1,500, and that's great because it goes from negative 1,500 up to like 900,999,000. That's the student aid index. So you can have a number between negative 1,500 and 900,999,000, and that the higher your score is, the less likely they're going to give you money. Which means I got a negative score, which means they gave me literally like the maximum amount of money that I could possibly get for my financial aid, which is great. I was low key like counting on that, like betting on that, like relying on that for college next year. So that combined with the automatic scholarship, which I absolutely qualify for, that's going to give me like $10,000 at least in financial aid. That's going to be for the whole year. But hold on. Oh yeah. Okay. So $10,000 in aid at least for the whole year. And it's going to be 14,000 in tuition. That's approximate for the whole year. Meaning for one whole school year, I'll only pay $2,000 per semester. So 4,000 for the whole year. And I need to be able to do that twice to get my degree. And I have enough money for that. So as long as I can get that much money next year, we'll be good. But the point is, for next year, I'm good. Speaking of next year, I think I talk about it. I don't know. One thing at a time. Yeah, that's what happened with UMKC. Was I got my financial aid. My financial aid is freaking goated. So we're not gonna starve next year, hopefully, in college, which is good. And we're hopefully gonna be living in a new apartment, closer to campus, which is good. And I'll get to that later. Okay, that was Thursday. Very hyped for that. Yeah, very close to that. Friday. I'm not entirely sure how much I slept last night. I kept waking up what felt like every other hour. My theory is that I was having nightmares that I didn't actually witness, but that's just a feeling and I have no evidence for that. I spent all day at home after work, which felt super nice. I played games, took care of myself, and practiced piano. I would have made plans to stay up late with friends, but the UMKC tour is tomorrow. And then the quote is, I need a portfolio. Because yes, I do need that portfolio to finish my application. Or at least, I think I do? I'm still not sure. Because it said submitted. It said awaiting a decision. So, which makes me think I don't need a portfolio. But even if I do, I will get one. So that's good. Yeah, Friday. I don't know why. I just didn't sleep very good. I kept waking up. And I was like, I couldn't figure out why. Yeah, that was my working theory, was that I was having because like I would feel uneasy when I would wake up. I would just be like kind of like restless and like you know what I'm saying. So that was my theory, was that I was waking up from nightmares, but I wasn't actually witnessing the nightmares, which is why I felt kind of uneasy whenever I would be awake for a little bit before then falling back to sleep. But that's just a feeling. Yeah, and then after work that day, I just came home and I relaxed, which is great because I was super tired on Friday. Because I didn't sleep much, and then I don't think I slept much the night before either. These are written at about 11 p.m. So probably not as much sleep as I could have gotten. But yeah, I was super tired, kind of like since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it was nice to just come home and take care of myself, play games. Saturday. Today I woke up and got ready, and then hold on, wait. I'm trying to remember. Did anything else happen on Friday? No. Saturday. Today I woke up and got ready, then went straight to the UMKC tour, which was good. After that, I came home, tried Magic Spoon, and got my sheets before going to Dad's house to help with yard work. I practiced piano while I was there. After that, I came home and gamed for a while. I also ordered the coolest bed frame ever today. And I looked at more apartments. I found a couple of really good ones too, but my friend said that he wasn't 100% sure on it at the moment. And the quote is, where are my parents? Yeah, so Saturday, woke up, went to the tour pretty much. That was good. They gave me a t-shirt. I think I threw it in my hamper because I want to wash it first before I wear it. I got a sticker, which I will not use until I'm actually taking classes. Because I also got stickers and a shirt from KU, but didn't go to KU. That's stolen valor. I'm not taking that. Anyway, yeah, I helped my dad with yard work. It's kind of a funny story. Friday after work, we were sitting outside the factory, pretty much, like inside the building, but outside the production part. We were all just sitting, saying our chit chatting before saying goodbye, And then my dad walks up to me, because he's also my boss, and he goes, "Do you want to help me lay down 60 tiles of sod tomorrow?" And I was like, "Sure." And my coworkers who were there, they found it kind of funny because it is kind of funny. It's a funny thing to ask, and it's a funny thing to say yes to. But I wanted a workout, and that sounded like, more fun than a workout. And it was. It was both a workout and more fun than a workout. Um, and then after that, oh yeah, and the sod was kind of cool too, because it was like, imagine like little carpets of grass. They're rolled up, and then you put them over the dirt, and then you roll them out. And then we just covered the yard with that. Oh my gosh, speaking, I kind of want to talk about that more. But what else do I have to get to today? In Friday, or in Saturday? Oh yeah, I tried Magic Spoon. So Magic Spoon is a protein cereal, essentially kind of like a grown-up cereal, a cereal for grown-ups, is what it's pretty much advertised as. And it was, no, I didn't like it. Five out of 10. I would say 6, but no, it's like, it was pretty neutral. The texture was like kind of bad, and not pleasant, and it felt kind of dry and crunchy. And I guess I could have let it soak more, but like it was just kind of bad. I got the fruity flavor, so imagine like Fruit Loops, and like I said, it's a protein cereal, and it was just like the texture was okay and the flavor was okay. I wanted the Oreo, the cookies and cream one that they have, but they didn't have it at the Walmart that I went to earlier that week. Tuesday, Thursday. I just talked about it. Yeah, they only had the fruity kind, not the Oreo kind, which I might try the Oreo kind just because, like, I believe in it. But yeah, so the Magic Spoon protein cereal, the fruity kind, no. It was, yeah, it was like cereal. Like, the thing about cereal is that when I was like 14, once I get to once I'm a 14-year-old, I'm kind of like big enough and my body requires enough energy that I can kind of eat like an infinite amount of cereal, you know what I'm saying? And it's still kind of like that, even with the protein cereal. So it's not like super filling. What I noticed is that it does seem to like last a while, even though it's not filling, so I don't feel very full. I won't be hungry for the next couple hours because of the protein cereal, which is good, especially because it didn't actually upset my stomach that much, um, which is nice. But yeah, like flavor wise, no. I tried another one today, which I got coincidentally also at a Walmart, um, and it was about the same. It was like it was okay, not great. Protein cereal. Oh yeah, apartments, bed frame. Oh man, gotta talk about this stuff. Yeah, so I gamed Magic Spoon. I ordered a bed frame. It's a lofted bed. I'm sorry, I ordered a lofted bed. I'm sorry to myself, really, because like I was looking at bed frames. I had this one in mind for like pretty much a year, and it's kind of a funny story, or funny as in like I don't know. I feel like I keep saying that, but it's like, how do you know if it's really a funny story or if I'm just dumb? Anyway, at one point I had heard that it was a red flag if a dude doesn't have a headboard, and I don't have a headboard. I've had this bed frame, even this mattress, since I was like a kid, and I thought about that when I moved in. I was like, am I really gonna be having the same bed frame that I've had since I was a kid? And I was like, yeah, like I mean, I might as well, don't save money. Um, and then, the mattress too. But like, yeah, I heard that from like I want to say it was actually 3 people. 3 people said that if a dude doesn't have a headboard, red flag. And like I really shouldn't be letting the opinions of others control what I do. And I try my best not to. But I honestly like I looked at that one twin size bed frame, um, and it looked really cool. And I was like, okay, I want this one. I'd been thinking about it for a while, and then I saw another one. It was lofted. It had shelves. It had little pull-out shelves. It had a little thing to hang stuff on. It had a thing in the bottom where you could put your PC, and it had a desk built into it, right? And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. And like I don't know. I guess my kid brain was super active when I ordered it. And it was like $200. It was only like 130 maybe. But then shipping and handling was like $80. Um, but I got a $50 gift card. I can't even remember. I don't think I talked about that, but I got it. I think I talked about it. Yeah. So it was like 180. Point is, I got a really cool bed frame. My fear is that people are gonna walk into my room and be like, "Why is this dude 20 years old with a lofted bed?" Because I'm probably gonna live in a tiny apartment, and also it's really cool. It has a desk built in, and it's got shelves and a space for your PC and a thing to hang stuff on. It's really cool, and because I know I'm not gonna have that shelf. You see that shelf right there? That will not survive another move. I gotta throw that thing out next time I move at the end of the year. Um, but yeah, I'm just afraid people are gonna be like, this guy's got a this guy's got a lofted bed at 20 years old. What's he, 5 years old? Um, and yeah, but like I said, I shouldn't let the opinions of others control what I do. Um, like it's worth considering the opinions of others for sure, but like I shouldn't let it control me too much. But yeah, I ordered it, so I'm gonna have a lofted bed now. I had sworn off it before because I was like, no, it gets kind of hot and it's hard to change the sheets. But I was like, no, I can take off the guardrail and I can just pull it down and then swap it out like that. Because like even my bed's up against the wall, so it's kind of hard to change the sheets now. But it is kind of convenient, but not really to actually just pull the mattress down, have it on the floor, and then go like whoop whoop, change the sheets out. I still got more to talk about for Saturday because I did so much freaking stuff. I looked at apartments. I found two really really good ones. I'm talking rent for me and my. I used to be going to have three roommates, and I only have the one. But I found a bunch of like really good places for three people, and then our third canceled on us. He was like, "Guys, I'm sorry, I can't move in with y'all anymore." I was like, "Okay, all good." So now it's just me and the other one. So I used to have like five good options for the three bedrooms. Now I've got two good options. We're hopefully gonna get tours of those. Like I said, rent is under 1,000. That's really really good, and they're in Kansas City, where I'm gonna be going to school. So that's really really good. Hopefully I can get one of those for under 1,000. Cause like oh my gosh, dude, paying like between 500 and 600 for rent would be incredibly good, especially because music lessons take up a lot of money each month. Like I've been thinking about canceling those just because they take up so much money. Um, anyway, and then the quote is where are my parents? Because I noticed on the tour for UMKC, everyone there had their parents with them except me, and I was like, wait, should my like why? Like, do I need my parents? Like, why are their parents here? Do I need my parents? And I thought about that. I was like, why do people bring their parents on the tour with them? I was like, is it for moral support? Because like, I don't like, is that it? Because like the parents not going to be going to college here, so what are they doing here? Um, yeah, my parents weren't there. Maybe because I live alone. I never told them about it until like the day of or something. That was Saturday. Hole mole. Now we're on today. Oh my gosh, today. Let me throw my journal away. Darn it. Okay. Today, I woke up 8 a.m. Unusual. Like I said, unusual for the weekend for me to wake up at 8 a.m. So that means I only slept for like 8 hours. I went to church today. I put on my nice clothes because I was planning to go to church today and go to the mall with my friends, and I did both those. So I woke up at 8, and I kind of like laid in bed for like an hour, and then I went and grabbed groceries before church, and then I ate breakfast. I had Ghost, Ghost Protein, that brand. They had protein cereal. Picked it up at Walmart. It was about the same as the Magic Spoon. It's okay. Like it's something to eat for breakfast, and it didn't upset my stomach, which is good. And it was the same thing where it's like it wasn't very filling, right? Like when I was eating it, so I felt kind of hungry afterward, but like I wasn't super hungry. Yeah, what was it? So I got groceries, went to church. Church. I did go to church. Funny little thing, church. So like I think I've gone very few times on my own since moving out. When I was younger, a little younger, not like probably in the last couple of years. My dad stopped like making me go to church, but I would still like to go with him usually. But then once I moved out, I was like, I don't really want to go to church. But like for some reason, I feel like I should, and like it feels like kind of good to be there. Like my dad said, he says church is good for your soul, even if you don't like being there. But my thing with church is that like people, I don't like people. That room full of people at church. So my plan was I'm gonna go to church, and the church that I go to, it has TVs like literally just outside the main performance area where they like worship and give the sermon. It's got TVs like literally immediately on the opposite side of the walls, so that people outside that main area can still see and hear what's going on in there. And they've got like a bunch of nice seating out there. So got like the lobby, and then the man, what do you call it? The freaking amphitheater? I don't know. Anyway, so it's got like the lobby and then the worship and the sermon place. It's like a theater, kind of. Not really, I don't know. Anyway, so the lobby's got nice seating and it's got those TVs so you can see in here. My plan was I'm gonna bring my art bag. I'm gonna sit outside in that nice seating in the lobby, and then I'm gonna get the sermon, the worship, and the sermon from out there. That way, I won't have to talk to anyone, and that's what I did. It worked. The thing is that one of the guys in the band, the main singer and guitarist, he came out and talked to me while I was sitting on the couch. He was like, "Hey man, what's up?" He was essentially just being a nice, friendly Midwestern Christian. So it's just niceties. It wasn't like the worst. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. I sat on a little couch, I listened to the sermon, and I drawed. I drawed a little bit. Not a whole lot, just my little smiley faces. I was working on those, and it was an enjoyable experience, quite honestly. They told the story in the sermon. They told a story about a king who took lashings for his daughter because she had been stealing from the royal treasury. I really wish I would have tuned into that one more because that one was interesting, more interesting than the story of Zacchaeus, which he told after that. That is one issue. One gripe that I have with that church is that they're telling the same stories that I've heard since I was a kid. I wish they would do something new. But yeah, that was it was pretty cool experience. And honestly, I'll do it again. The only reason I don't go to church more often is because usually I stay up late, partying on Saturday night. So then I wake up late, too late to go to church. The thing is, the church that I go to starts at 10:45 a.m., which means I can still party and stay up late and sleep in and make it to church on time. And like I said, I've got groceries before going to church. Man, I really gotta wrap this up. After church, what did I do? After church, came home, I played some games. I was gonna stop by my dad's house because my step uncle's birthday party was at like 2 p.m. today at my dad's house. But he didn't tell me until like today. He didn't text the family group chat until today. I was gonna go, but then I played games for a little too long, and I was like, well, I'm gonna miss it. So then I just went to the mall with my friends. It was great. We went to the Lego store. We got we made a little free Lego game controller. We built it ourselves. It was free. It was awesome. We went to like other stores that were in there. It was a lot of fun. I got cotton candy. Got soft pretzels. What else? I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the highlights. And now I'm back after the mall. I played even more games. And then I practiced guitar and piano today, which is actually good. Oh yeah, yeah. I combined the practice goals into the dailies. But yeah, I believe I got 4 piano practices last week. I'm lining up to get 4 this week as well. I need to get 1 more tomorrow. And then I need to get 3 more guitar practices in, and then I'll be good. But I think that is all. Like I said, we're kind of at a coasting phase in life right now, which means I can kind of just enjoy myself and try new things. And like I said, it reminds me of that song by the Astronomers. I think it's just called Good Life or something, but the line is, "Oh, it's gonna be a good life, oh, whoa," etc. That is all. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next week. Bye.